whatever it is that's the planet, right? So that would go.
Those are words I don't use, man. Gravity and planet.
But hear me out. Hear me out. Again, I'm listening to yours, so you.
Well, I mean,
let's
use
try to
this
be as
shape
open.
then. Use that shape.
Okay, so let's assume a spherical object, right? It doesn't matter really what the shape is, to be honest, because if that theory of gravity is there, then that means that as long as that has more mass than us being tiny, we're gonna stick to it. So that's why I'm asking, like, as far as falling backwards.
Okay, good.
Assuming that was real, then that would kind of
remember
make up for it.
that if we're in the sun, call this the sun and this is the earth, or this is the earth.
Okay.
If we're really in that gravitational thing, how does the moon have any opportunity to affect our tides and such? Because the real force is here. So when you start mixing the other planets and the motion of the moon and their moons, and then realize everything's moving, it ain't all that tidy. That shit is gonna affect each other.
Yeah.
And it never does. Shit's all real tidy and predictable.
So the moon doesn't affect the water, or it does?
I think something else does. Probably magnetism, maybe even heat.
Okay.
But I don't feel that gravity's a play, because gravity, the moon. Let me explain it like this.
Yeah, go ahead, man. I got
If
time.
they go up to the in space and they go, look, it's floating. Well, in fact, when they let go of that sucker should head straight to the sun.
Right.
Because just because they're out of Earth's gravity doesn't mean that the sun doesn't have all that gravity.
Right.
So that's a bullshit demonstration. Because they're saying they're out of Earth's gravity, but what about all that other gravity out there? Yeah. So it's like they're kind of like convenient. Gravity's real convenient.
Yeah.
For instance, if you're in an airplane and you go down here, you're upside down, you don't feel it, and the plane never mentioned it. It said you were level the whole way. That's an instrument and a body that says, I don't know what you're talking about. But the answer is gravity. You're right. The answer is gravity.
Well, yeah, if that was the thing, right? If that
It's a
was
lot to ask.
Sure.
I mean, the clouds and smoke and everything still has to operate, but gravity's hanging on to everything. So it's a lot.
So what makes this theory so credible?
Because this is what's observable. Real science is observable, repeatable, and measurable.
100%.
And this shit ain't. This shit, when you see for instance, the picture from the space station, you know it looks like it's about this close.
Yeah.
The space station is 250 miles away. That's really close. That ain't out here. That's really close. So how did they get that picture out here if they're really only 250 miles away? So you start analyzing what they're saying, and you're like, come on, dude. How'd you really take that picture? And then you look at the pictures of the Earth, you look at them over the years, they're always a different shape, a different color, and you start to ask them, and those are not photographs.
I mean, that's based off of usually like each individual country. They'll try to make their thing look bigger.
No, but it's based on the fact that it's not a photograph. This is what they call ribbons of imagery, is they put together pieces, what they call satellite passes. So there are no real pictures of the Earth. That's what's crazy. When you look it up, there are no pictures of the Earth.
Yeah.
They've put them together, they've deciphered the information that comes back, and they've determined we'll make this color and make that color, but there is no real pictures of Earth. That's a real problem for me. And one thing you'll never ever see is a spinning Earth with clouds and a moon out there. They don't show us home, man.
Wait, what do you mean?
They don't show you home. They show you shit a million miles away, but they never show you a little Earth going around and its little clouds and a moon out there. By the way, the moon is 22 Earths away for your gravity to be working. 22 Earths away the moon is.
Yeah.
So all that stuff is different shape than we think. And the sun is hauling ass.
Yeah.
And we're all chasing it. And all this gravitational forces would mess with each other.
So has this been proven? Or how many times, like, 'cause you sound real like passionate about it, so what as far as this makes it more credible than this?
I can see over the curve. I can't see you right now because this is in the way.
Yeah.
But that doesn't happen in real life. In real life, you can see real far. Further than the measurements that they say the curvature appears.
So we're in Cali, right? Right there?
Yeah.
So you should be able to see right there, right? technically. If you had a strong
straight
enough,
across.
Yeah, if you had a strong enough
Except the
telescope.
atmosphere is so fucking thick. It's hard to see through all the moisture off the waves and everything. So we can see more straight up than we can across. But yeah, if you, what we does and what he has on him actually with him is an infrared camera that cuts through a lot of haze.
Yeah.
So we've done line of sight, like we can see 17.6 miles. And according to this, it should be 150 feet missing. Shouldn't be able to see the beach across, but you can. So that's the best proof I have to myself. It doesn't help you much. It's just words, you know.
No, I mean I'm trying to think about it, you know.
But people believe what they're told in school. So how am I going to deal with that? If you go back to school, she goes back to school, and they tell her that you live on a globe, and I'm like, prove it. Well, I don't have NASA to prove it, you know. But you will find, if you really look it up, prior to 1959, the Air Force, everything's flat. It's only NASA.
David, you're a good one for this.
It's only NASA that shows you that curvy stuff, man.
Yeah.
Prior to that, the Air Force never showed any. Never, ever, ever.
Yeah, he's the one that actually put me on the flat Earth stuff.
Oh, cool.
So, hey, ask some questions, because I know you've seen like.
He's got answers, not questions, right?
Well, I mean, the more answers you get, the more questions you have as well, man.
Hope
I've
so.
accepted that it doesn't change my life if it isn't that.
That's awesome, because that's really
I mean,
that's
yeah,
more
that's what
stable
it is.
place to
It's a
sit.
thinking thing, man. It's not about.
Nah, but it's like all the stuff that like,
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
it's
they
just that.
say like kind of makes sense. It makes real sense.
Yeah.
A certain amount you can view out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You hope it makes sense, right?
All right, dog. I'm gonna see you later. That was enlightening.
It's a difficult journey, I'll tell you.
Good conversation.
But don't listen to me. Listen
already
to your
looked into it.
listen to your heart, man. Listen to your heart. Thanks for your time.
Have a good one, bro.